Thank you very much everyone for turning out on such a very hot afternoon. We're here for two reasons, one of which is to admire our wonderful memorial in its new setting, and another is to admire the amazing wildlife photography exhibition in the library. First of all, I'd like to introduce, well, probably reintroduce to most of you, Councillor Tony Arbour, who's been intimately involved with at least the more recent chapters of the history of the memorial, and is going to give us some of the background before unveiling the very lovely plaque that RHP have donated.
Well, I never thought there would be such a big crowd here. One of the features of living in Hampton Wick, of being in Hampton Wick, is that this is the home of Timothy Bennett. And you will recall Timothy Bennett, you know, whose monument is outside Bushy Park, who was the man who invested his savings so that the citizens of Hampton Wick could walk through Bushy Park to Hampton, between Kingston and Hampton, free of charge. And at the base of the monument it says that his ambition was to leave the world a better place than he found it. So he left Hampton Wick a better place than he found it. And over the years since Timothy Bennett, I haven't been here all of that time, but quite a lot of that time. Looking around, I think there's some of you have been here all of that time. We owe a great deal to volunteers who have done things for Hampton Wick, and it's their ideas that have made Hampton Wick and retained Hampton Wick with the character that it currently has. And there is no doubt that the work which has been done here today to ensure that this has happened has been the result of volunteers seeing this and saying that this will be a wonderful addition in this great year. My memory of this thing is that it used to be mouldering away behind Cowards, the stationers, in Hampton Court Road, pretty much invisible. It could have been absolutely anything. When it was Silver Jubilee year, in the great days of the Shaws, Len and Charlotte Shaw, and I think that we're going to be unveiling
We might be showing.
We might be showing their plaque, and we were discussing what it was that we could do for the Jubilee. And those of you again with very long memories will remember that at the end of Vicarage Road, you know, where the two shops are, the owner of one of the shops had this wonderful, I suppose nowadays it would be thought of as graffiti, but then we thought of it as great art, and there was this thing, it said "Smile for the Queen," so he had that there. And we were discussing what was it that we could do. And I thought we might be able, through the good auspices of the Hampton Wick Association, to twist the arms of the traders who lived and worked in High Street, Hampton Wick, so we could move this fountain from behind Cowards and bring it here to this wonderful library, which you may not know did in fact win architectural prizes. Those were the days when Richmond had its own borough architect, and we employed in those days really good people who did good stuff. And you're taking shelter in the shade of the really good stuff that they did. Anyway, we got promises of lots of money. At the end of the day, it didn't all materialise, and the council actually had to foot the bill, as they always do, for moving the thing. And my guess is that this has actually cost us a lot more than we thought. It didn't cost us a lot. It didn't cost us a lot more than we thought, having this restored in this great year for the Queen. But really the thing that I most wanted to say was to thank the volunteers, the people who work hard year in and year out for Hampton Wick to make it the place that we like to think of as our village and our home, and this is one of the things which gives it character. And I know that there are other projects on, you know, saving the cast iron, nameplates like the one at the top of Old Bridge Street, you know, all of those kind of things which remind us what a wonderful place this is. So I want to thank everyone who has been involved in this. This really was a community thing. It was your idea, and I'm so happy that it's come to fruition. I'm not sure what I'm expected to do now,
Carol.
Carol.
There is a wonderful plaque that Richmond Housing Partnership have caused to happen. and we'd like you to unveil it. If you
All
could
right.
turn this way, perhaps.
All right,
to the gentleman of the press.
I will remove the baize, which is on this and presumably taken from a roulette table. And hello, and here it is. And it says, this memorial and its surroundings were renovated in 2016 to mark the 90th birthday of Queen Elizabeth II. And it's got RHP, Richmond Housing Partnership, the Hampton Wick Association, and the London Borough of Richmond upon Thames, who've made all of this possible. Give them a round of applause.
So thank you first of all to everyone for coming. It is a fantastic turnout. And I wanted to say something about how this happened. And really the origins of this fantastic project are the Friends of the Library, who noticed that actually the surroundings, the old surroundings of the memorial were getting into a potentially dangerous state. And initially they contacted the council and then a Richmond Housing Partnership, leading to a joint plan, not just to make things safe, but to actually enhance the setting of this fantastic memorial. And those of us who remember it before, you sort of knew it was here, but you didn't see it. And I think the big difference that this has made is it's opened up, you can walk around the thing. I'm told the light comes on at night, and it's fantastic. And I think that the project has really succeeded magnificently, as Tony said, in a most appropriate year of the Queen's 90th birthday. And we now have a very distinctive marker for the entrance to our library, a little bit of quirky Hampton Wick magic, you might say, to entice people to enter the world of books. So I said I had some thank yous to say to all the people who made it happen, and I'll start with the London Borough of Richmond upon Thames, who were very helpful in the early stages, especially David Allister, and then to Richmond Housing Partnership, who really are responsible for what you see, particularly Bob Irwin, their architect, Ray Collis, Simon Hogg, and Mick Bird. And of course I need to say special thanks, though I know they won't thank me for it, to Mark Buckley and Carol Jukes, who are the driving force behind the Friends of Hampton Wick Library, and Matt Jones. Now before I will let you retreat to the shade, I'm just going to say a few more things about the exhibition and what the Friends of the Library generally are up to. And I should say that Friends of the Library is very much an adjunct of the Hampton Wick Association. So we're here as well to celebrate this fantastic summer wildlife Bushy Park photographic exhibition, done specially for the library by the Friends and by Caz Buckingham of Fine Feather Press. I'm sure those people who've seen them already will agree that the photographs are amazing and show the natural wonders that can be found not very far from here on our doorstep. We've got a children's colouring and quiz competition which has some fantastic Fine Feather Press nature books as prizes, all of which you can find out more about in the library. And Caz herself is on hand to answer any questions about the wildlife or the photography, so don't be shy. But there are other things that are happening. We've got some new signs to the library now, from the High Street and elsewhere, and one down by Shaw's Path. We're having more exhibitions and talks. We're having a forthcoming poetry evening. And plans are underway for new signage on the library itself, and for improvements to the flower beds around the library, and for some work to be done on what some people refer to as the library's secret garden. And if you don't know what that is, that's because it's secret. If you think all that sounds jolly good, then please join the Friends of Hampton Wick Library. Please join the Hampton Wick Association, without which so many of the things that Tony was referring to in terms of local events and just keeping things alive locally wouldn't happen. So it just remains for me to say that I hope you enjoy the refreshments provided by the Friends of the Library and enjoy the fantastic exhibition if you haven't looked at it already. Thank you very much.
And if anyone's missed the Shaw's Path Memorial plaque that was nearly put back in time to be unveiled, it had been it had suffered a little bit from some vandalism and some damage. It was beginning to come off the walls. It's a very old brick wall. So the Friends, the HWA really has taken it down, had it remounted on some stronger, more weatherproof wood, and it's now ready to go back up, where we hope it'll be a bit more long-lasting. For those of you who don't know, Shaw's Park is the little path down there that leads to the High Street and was put in place by the indefatigable Charlotte and Len Shaw, to whom Tony referred earlier, and very much part of Hampton Wick's history. So next time you go down Shaw's Path, I do hope you'll look out for this. And sorry it didn't get quite put up in time for this. It's also quite heavy. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the evening.